What's happening, everyone? Jay Shockblast here, and check it out. We have my top 10 favorite characters in LEGO DC Supervillains, and I have to say, this is a really solid roster. I mean, it might not seem like it's as big as some of the other rosters we've seen, but this roster is pretty quality through and through. And in putting together my top 10 list, it was really hard. I went back and forth on a lot of characters. There are a lot of characters that at various points were going to be on the list, and then I took them off. I mean, I can just look at this list right here and think about, Star Sapphire and Blue Beetle and even Golden Glider. Like those three characters came really, really close to making my list, as did Malcolm Merlin, because John Barrowman just did such a fantastic job of doing voice work for the game. Then there's characters that I just love, and maybe they're not as exciting in this game, like Red Hood or Hawkeye, and maybe a couple others that I didn't put on the list because I just didn't think they were cool enough, I guess, as far as what they could do in the game, and as far as everything that they do in the story. So, in considering my favorite characters, I took into account the characters I used the most, the characters I enjoyed the most, and the characters that I thought added the most to the game and the story, as well as just playing with them. And I could not decide on a number 10, so these two are tied for number 10. The Joker and Creeper. Ugh. Already making mistakes. So, Creeper is the reporter Jack Ryder. I don't know what it is about this guy, but I just love the way he looks. And I think he just is a really awesome looking character. He reminds me a lot of the Joker for obvious reasons. And he does some of the same things. He's got the Oh, I let him down. Ready? Ha 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 ha. So, I don't know, man. I had a hard time not putting him in here at number 10. But at the same time, when we go to the Joker, who I tried to do everything I could to leave off the list because he's literally the face of the game. I usually, anytime I do a list, I don't take your stereotypical or prototypical or expected characters. I like to kind of go off the beaten path and celebrate some things that they do, that TT does, that are very different for characters. But man, they knocked it out of the park with this Joker. And to be fair, the same thing for Harley Quinn. I mean, I very easily could have included her on this simply because she's just so much fun to watch her skate around and stuff like that. But everything about the Joker is amazing, especially and right down to the voice acting from Mark Hamill. This is vintage Hamill. This is him at his best, and quite frankly, I could have had him way higher on the list than number 10. But I don't know what it is, but it's just something about, I don't know, maybe it's the hipster in me. But I just always want to, try to, not necessarily include, the super mainstream stereotypical characters. But Joker is just so great. And, right down to, whenever he shoots, having the ha 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 ha. That's just so genius. Honestly, they took a character that would have been really easy to mail in, and because Mark Hamill is so amazing, I think everybody would have been completely fine, and they just made him so much better than he's ever been in any LEGO game. So, at number 10, we had a tie. I know it's a cop-out, and I know based on all that, it sounds like it's actually Joker over Creeper, but Joker and Creeper, my number 10. At number 9, I loved his quest, and I love the idea of him. Eclipse is my number 9 character in the game, and I just love the way he looks. Honestly, I love the way that kind of smoke cloud trail follows him. He looks like a cross between a comic book version of Malekith and Green Goblin, and that's how I kind of picture him. And Eclipse is not a character that I know a ton about in the comics, but I really thought his character quest was interesting, and it made sense. And it wasn't just that it was a character quest to unlock him. It kind of told a story about who he is as a character. And you're going to notice on this list, 0 speedsters, almost everybody can fly. Literally everybody but there's 3 out of the 11 here. Yeah, I know, it sounds weird to have a top 10 list with 11, but just work with me. But yeah, three of them can't fly. So I like flying characters, just get you where you want to be the fastest. And I mean, just even like his animations are just so cool. He sounds cool, like they gave him some voice acting, obviously, and it just really worked out really well. And I just really enjoyed Eclipso and used him quite a lot. So at number 9, we had Eclipso. At number 8 is another character that I didn't think would ever make my list, but Bizarro. And of course, I got him to come in, and he did not say anything, but he is just perfect. I love the design of his uniform. The actual symbol looks like it was drawn on there, and then just listening to him talk, it's just total vintage Bizarro. He's talking in the third person. He's doing everything opposite. Bizarro, when done right, and not just like as like some big meathead, is really a charming character and a funny character. And I really started to appreciate him a lot more when they did the Bizarro League. The Bizarro League, I always say Blu-ray, DVD, whatever you want to call it, movie, animated feature, whatever it is. I really started to appreciate him a lot more. And this is really just a cool character. Like, a lot of people are going to love Superman and flying around as Superman. But for me, I was Bizarro, and I love it. Everything being opposite is so great. He's got his freeze vision and his heat breath. So yeah, at number 8, we had Bizarro. At number 7, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just a personal thing. We have Deathstroke. All right, I'm a huge Deathstroke fan. He is one of my favorite DC Comics characters, and I just love the design they went with here. I think he just looks so great. And I'll be honest though, like the design they had for him in the Squad DLC was probably a little bit better, but I still love this design, and it's really cool. I love the fact that he has his sword out to the side on guard, you know, and I love his animations. Characters that are not speedsters and don't fly, for me, are a little challenging, because I'm a type of person that just wants to get from point A to point B, and it's a little hard to do when you're running around like this. Vehicles in this game, not necessarily my favorite thing to deal with, so when it comes to getting around, I just want to fly there or run there fast, you know? So it makes it so that I don't necessarily want to use a character like, you know, Creeper or Joker or Deathstroke in this case very often. And that's also partially one of the reasons why, you know, somebody like Red Hood gets left off. But I love the design, I love the character, and this is just me loving the art that went into Deathstroke. He does have a level that you get to play with him on his own, and it makes it so that, you know, not being able to fly is perfectly acceptable. So that made me really appreciate having that opportunity to play as him. So at number 7, we have Bizarro. At number 6 is actually a character that I didn't even know existed until this game, and everybody was super excited about. We have Mazas. And there's a couple reasons I like him. I like where he shows up in his level, and he's basically the Earth 3 version of Shazam. It's Alexander Luthor, and he's kind of their hero, but also kind of insane. And I think that aspect plays a little bit, because you see him show up, and Supergirl just backs up. She's like, nah, I'm out. You know, like, I don't need this kind of heat. So, you know, you really just truly understand the power of him. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I think he looks cool. You know, he's got that ginger beard mop top going for him. But the chest piece is the chest piece that I have used personally on my own created character. I love it. It's, as far as I'm concerned, the coolest one in the game, and I obviously have to give props where props are due. As far as, you know, how he operates, you know, he can fly, which is obviously a huge bonus. He does the electrical powers, and essentially he is the character I use whenever I could instead of Livewire, instead of Black Adam, and instead of Shazam. So at number 6, we have Mazas. Ugh, tongue twisters, and I have a cold. At number 5, Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle! I'm something of a breakout star.
He is a breakout star. As far as I'm concerned, he is the breakout star of this game. Not really. He didn't really have a good opportunity to shine other than doing just a little character quest, but I love the design here. He looks awesome, and he's a character that's been very, very popular in the comics lately, very highly regarded, and a character that, because of this game, I definitely want to sink my teeth into and read a little bit more. He also has a very unique discs that he flies on. I don't think there's any other characters that really have anything like this. And it kind of comes down to him or Booster Gold for who has like the most cheese-tastic, voice acting. I guess you can even throw Aquaman in there. Like, between the three of them, they have that like very stereotypical, golden age comics style voice that you would expect, from the 50s and the 60s. That's the type of hero they kind of portray themselves as. And I actually am, I don't typically love it when I look back at some of those era comics. Like, I saw something pop up in my Twitter feed earlier. Somebody posted a picture of Dr. Doom and Namor, and Dr. Doom has a like a seashell horn, and Namor looks at him and says, "Don't you dare toot that." And Doom says, "Toot? Nobody tells me what I can toot." It's like so bad, it's so awful. And these are the comics that we hold in such high regard. But I mean, that was the era of the time, and he just feels like such a throwback. So I know that was really a lot to say about number 5, Mr. Miracle. At number 4 is another character I knew a little bit about before we went in, but I don't know what it is about him. But Adam Strange is a character I used a ton, and I think it's just because red's my favorite color. I love his suit design, and when I was in LA, so basically for those of you that don't know, WB Games flew me out to LA to play LEGO DC Supervillains about a month before the game came out. And while I was there, he was actually one of the characters that I found and unlocked. And ever since then, like, because I knew exactly where to find him, that's exactly what I did when I started the game, because I didn't have anybody that could fly. The second that open world opened up, I flew all the way back here in Smallville to this spot right here, and I knew I could get Adam Strange right here. And that's what I did. I got Adam Strange, and I used him a lot. And I actually used, it was one of the earlier, when I was still like unlocking pieces and everything, I actually used his stuff to create my characters, or my character anyway. And he's a cool character. Like, I honestly, like, he has an episode in Young Justice, and I really enjoyed that episode. I don't know, man. Like, Adam Strange is one of those characters that I think a lot of people can learn about because of this game. They can gain some interest in, and I think he's a lot of fun. So, at number 4, we had Adam Strange. At number 3, never in a million years would have thought I would have picked this, but I absolutely adore this costume for Wonder Woman. So at number 3, we have New 52 Wonder Woman. Obviously, Wonder Woman has never been more popular, I don't think. She was a superstar for DC in the movies, and quite frankly, the hope for the DCEU started with Wonder Woman. Her movie was fantastic. I always butcher her name. It's Gal Gadot, I think. I always try to say Gal Gadot because that's what it looks like it should be. But anyway, I think she's great as Wonder Woman. I've seen people that disagree, but I don't know, man. Like, I think she really does a really good job. I think some of her mannerisms are good, and I really think that Wonder Woman is making a huge impact in the comic book world right now. And when it comes to this character, this is her new 52 costume, and I don't know what it is. It started with Injustice. I had a costume that was like this, and every single time I got Wonder Woman pieces, I would actually like give her long sleeves and give her long pants, and I loved the full-blown armor look that she had, and this is really no different. They did a fantastic job with Wonder Woman here. It's weird. You can kind of get a sense of when they started planning for this game, and the fact that there's a lot of new 52 stuff here, and we're already on from, we've already moved on DC from New 52 into Rebirth, so it's kind of funny how that worked out. But in this case, couldn't have been better. I would have never ever put the standard costume Wonder Woman on here, but she flies and she does some pretty cool things, and it's just, I love this costume. I can't say enough positive things about it, and that is why Wonder Woman is here at number 3. My top 2, honestly, if you follow the channel at all, you should not be surprised whatsoever. We have Lobo here at number 2.
Let's do this already.
Let's do this already. The main man. Alright, so he's got Fishy here. In my Lobo Unlock video, I kept calling him Dolphin because it's a dolphin, I know that, but I knew that he called it like something very, very basic. It wasn't like this flashy name or anything like that, and it was Fishy. I got that wrong, but I love the fact that he can fly on his dolphin. They did kind of strike out on Space Hog because it does not fly, which is really weird. Since he's like a space pirate, if you will, and that's what he speeds through space in. But it is what it is. He's awesome. Like, I love the fact that he's basically the Deadpool or Gwenpool of this game, where all the bonus missions are kind of narrated by him, and there's some really great artwork of him in there, and I just feel like they really got the character right. I love Lobo. He's a really awesome character, the main man right there on the back, and there you have it. So that is my number 2, Lobo. You actually get an achievement for unlocking him as well. At number 1, we have Squir. No, we don't have Squirrel Girl. We have Atrocitus. Wrong video. We have Atrocitus, and shocking that we have Atrocitus. Look, Atrocitus is my favorite DC Comics character, and I know some people have said they are actually a little disappointed in the way that his design looks. I'm completely fine with it. I think it's a good look. Could it be better? Sure. I mean, I think so. But in a way, they could have also gone with his look from Aquaman Rage of Atlantis, where he's not even it doesn't even feel like he's a big fig. And they did. So I'm happy with that. And that is okay. So it's funny, on my PlayStation 4 playthrough, in a lot of my videos, whenever I went up to find the different character file cases, like the one that we're about to find right over here, every time I went up to it, I hoped it was Atrocitus. And it never was, because Atrocitus is hiding in Darkseid's throne room. So basically, I ended up playing most of the game on my first playthrough on PlayStation 4 without him. Well, the second I started my Xbox One playthrough, I used the cheat code, I unlocked him, no shame, don't care, and I've basically used him every chance that I can. The only downside is he's a big fig, and if you didn't notice, he's the only big fig on my list. And I wanted to put Trigon on this list, but the fact that he was a big fig was actually a little bit of a turn-off to me. I think big figs are cool, but they're not practical. And there's a lot of things that Atrocitus just can't get into. So otherwise, I would make him my lantern for everything. But, you know, there's some doorways that he can't fit through and stuff like that. So I had to put him away. So it was always heartbreaking when I had to do that. So I understand a lot of people are not going to think of this as their favorite character. He's got the Butcher. This is the entity of the Red Lantern Corps, kind of like Parallax for the Yellow Lanterns, Ion for the Green Lanterns. Everybody has like their avatar, if you will, and that is it for the Red Lanterns. So I'm very thankful that he's back in the game. Quite frankly, I'm pretty confident TT Games. No, they did. They put them back in the game for me because they knew what they went through when they left Deadpool out of Lego Marvel's Avengers and how awful and terrible I was, complaining about it in every video. And they did not want to go through that again. I bring some serious heat, and I've got some serious pull. That's how I got Darkhawk and Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, and that's why Atrocitus is back in this game. Look, this is funny to me. It might not be funny to you, but I'm just going to keep saying it and rolling with it. I hope everybody else finds the humor. So there we go. That is my top 10 favorite characters in Lego DC Supervillains 2, or DC Supervillains. As you'll notice, I did not include any DLC characters. Arrow very well may have made the list if I did, as might have Deadman. But I'm going to wait until DLC is out and do an top 10 all DLC video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Who are your top 10 or your favorites? We'll see it.